And I do apologize, Councilman Smith, I left your name placard on the fireplace. So we're gonna have our next unopposed candidate, Councilman Robert Smith, to come join us and to share with us, give us his 1 minute opening, and then anything else you want to share, and we'll follow the same platform. Councilman Smith.
Glad you didn't leave it in the fireplace. Makes me feel a little better. My name is Robert John Smith. I'm the current council member for District 8. Running for my second term unopposed. We've done some pretty cool stuff over the last 2 years. We've added $2 billion worth of economic value to the city. We've given healthcare a fresh start with the acquisition of the old Baylor site by the Veterans Administration, the expansion of Parkland services out there as well. We bought the old Hypermart site, raised it to the ground, and we're working sometimes daily right now on the new plans for that area. In May, we're bringing you a bond package that we think is strategically built to revitalize important areas of the city. With all that said, we've got a lot of work left to do. The next 2 years are going to be busy. The Texas legislature right now is giving me nightmares. I'm sitting up late watching committee hearings going, no. Why are you going to do this to Garland? So we're going to have a lot of messes to clean up. We've got to finish what we started with the hospital area. We've got to work on the Walnut Shiloh corridor. We've got to get it to where it can actually support the healthcare industry that we're trying to bring in. In 2020, we're starting work on revitalization of the First Street corridor, and Annie Dixon was key in laying the groundwork for that, so I thank her. And the last thing we have is delivering on the bond that you guys may or may not vote for here in May. It's important that we get that out to you in a timely manner. We know this. Some of the other discussions that have been had about timing and recessions, I feel like we've done this particular bond package correctly because we assumed there would be a recession. And that's all built into the numbers, so we're hoping to deliver that full package in 10 years. It's been an honor for me to serve these past 2 years, and looking forward to taking your questions.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. Other questions from the audience?
Your question, I believe, was, do I support?
And how about if I be, I'll just be more blunt.
Vouchers, yes or no?
Public education?
As I've seen the voucher programs that have been proposed, no. And here's why. There's nothing in place to say that a private school is going to start taking vouchers and not raise their tuition the exact amount of the voucher. It turns into a private sector money grab from public sector education funds. And until I see some guarantee that you're actually going to provide accessibility to lower income students, I think it's nonsense. So I'm very much opposed to vouchers. I'm not in a position to affect that policy, unfortunately, as a city councilman, but I'll tell you, my kids will stay enrolled in JIS. Next question.
I got to shake your hand now. And just to be clear, I see we come back there, and I'm glad you made that distinction, because I'm never surprised when I see elected officials from the city talk about, in Texas, talking about what the schools should be doing, and they have no control. Now, obviously they have influence, but I don't get that, but then you have some politicians who want to go down that road, so thank you, Councilman Smith. Yes, sir.
My name is John Combs, and I worked in GISD many years. I appreciate your support. But the question I have is, I know one of the major projects is to go over there and work on Main School Road. Is there any kind of timeline for that? Because it's going to be so disruptive to the community, partly since I live over there.
I appreciate the question, and I live over there as well. So best guess is the day, if you guys vote for it and approve it, is we start work on it on day one on the planning side. It takes 3 to 4 years for us to break ground on that project because of the complexity of it. We've got to bring that road about 18 feet out of the floodplain on the bridge right by Naaman Road, by Brand Road, excuse me. And so I believe it's a year-long project. It's going to be incredibly disruptive to the local area. One of the things that I've been trying to do was get a hold of the North Texas Tollway Authority and see if we could actually rent the Crest exit from them for a year by cutting them a check and being able to route traffic for free up the service road on 190 and off at Crest. It would help. You know, it's not a surefire solution, but it would get us in the ballpark.
Thank
good luck.
This is really a street question. Pleasant Valley, leaving and coming, going east of Pleasant Valley once you leave, Country Club, once you pass Firewall Parkway, Pleasant
Yes.
Valley, going out by the gun range. Why has that project taken over 2 years to complete? And what are those two big towers? So why is our city spending money for those two big giant towers that have no value?
Well, the first thing I can do is disavow all ownership of that is in District One. But I'll still answer your question. Still answer your question. The project was, I wanna say 90% funded, by the tollway system. Because they needed projects, and they put out a call for projects, we put it out there, they funded it. So I think Garland's only in for like 5 or 10% of the total project cost.
Okay.
Because it's free, I don't complain about the timeline.
Okay. But you don't drive that road, right?
I don't drive that road, exactly. The signature towers that they put in are purely artistic. But again, since we didn't pay for them, I'm okay with that too. The reason it took so long is that and I'm gonna get these details wrong, I know I am, but the folks who did the construction figured out a way to do the bridge project without triggering a bunch of varying environmental studies and things of that nature. They saved time, they saved money, but it left a longer construction time.
Okay. Super. All right, are there additional questions from the floor? I thought I saw a hand in the back.
I do have one.
Any other questions from the floor? Ms. Beach?
Robert, I just wanted to ask, since I serve District 8, and that's what you're serving also.
And you sat down because.
My question is there been consideration or looking at, not just because it's District 8, but it is because the beautification that's been going on in downtown Garland, the housing stock in the area around Williams Stadium and all that area, is there been any plan as far as continuing to try to improve that infrastructure?
Absolutely. Like I said in my opening remarks, in 2020, we're starting First Street. And we have, I wanna say it's $3 million of 04 bond money for beautification along the entire stretch of First Street. We've also put in for a few more million in this particular bond package that will add to the mix. And so what we're looking at doing is beautifying all the way up the main arterials and using that as sort of the catalyst to improve the housing areas in between. So, yeah, we are focused.
All right, Councilman Smith, we're gonna give you a minute closing, and then we'll start with our next set of panels.
2 years ago, I had my first council meeting, and it dissolved due to a parliamentary argument. My second council meeting, we got into a shouting match. And by the third council meeting, I was asking myself what the heck I was doing with my life, and why did I sign up for this job? 2 years later, I can tell you it has been worth every minute. It has been an amazing opportunity. The privilege of serving Garland, it's been an honor and privilege. I'm so happy to get to do it for another 2 years, and I thank you all for the support.
Thank you, Councilman.